Today headlines. National Assembly to decide on major reforms for streamlined governance. And opportunities for urban railway development. Hello, you're watching Today Headlines. The 9th extraordinary session of the National Assembly opened in Hanoi this morning. National Assembly Chairman Trần Thanh Mẫn emphasized the session urgencies in streamlining the organizational apparatus to meet the country's development needs. The National Assembly have set aside 6.5 days to consider 4 draft laws and 5 draft resolutions on government and parliamentary restructuring. The National Assembly chairman stated that the National Assembly will consider and pass 7 resolutions that will address obstacles, boost socio-economic development, and establish specific policies for key projects, including the 2025 Supplementary Development Plan, targeting 8% growth, the Lào Cai-Hanoi-Hải Phòng Railway, and the nuclear power plant construction in Ninh Thuận. The Assembly will also examine personnel matters. National Assembly deputies have confirmed policy revision to streamline and restructure the organizational apparatus during the plenary's discussion on the draft law amending the law on the organizations of National Assembly. The draft proposes amendments to 35 of the 102 articles, clarifying regulations, resolutions, and necessary detail. Deputies also emphasize defining authorities, boundaries between the National Assembly, the Standing Committee, and the government. They recommended reviewing the 2013 constitutional and existing laws to update the state apparatus for the new era. Amending the law on promulgation of legal documents will help modernize lawmaking to better support national development. Many National Assembly deputies shared this view during Wednesday discussions of the draft law. While most agree with the draft goal of approving laws in a single session, some feel more review is needed to increase deputy participation. Deputies recommended retaining certain provisions from the current law and clarifying terms like appraisals and examination. They also suggested requiring the drafting agency to respond to feedback or organize meetings to address comments. This afternoon, receiving Mr. Choi Joo-ho, General Director of Samsung Vietnam, and his successor Na Ki-hong, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính thanked and highly appreciated Mr. Choi Joo-ho's contributions during his 6-year working in Vietnam. During this time, he promoted Vietnam-South Korea relations and led Samsung Vietnam to continuous growth. He expanded Samsung ecosystem to nearly 300 Vietnamese companies and built a research and development center. The Prime Minister hopes Samsung would continue to expand its investment, develop research centers, increase localization, achieve double-digit growth, have Vietnamese people in the leadership of Samsung Vietnam shortly, and promote Vietnamese enterprises to participate in the global productions and supply chains. It took Ho Chi Minh City more than 17 years to complete its first urban railway line. The delays were mainly due to obstacles related to policies and processes. To address these issues, the government proposed 6 special mechanisms in a report aimed at developing the urban railway network in Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi.
According to the report, one of the 6 special mechanisms will be specifically designated for Ho Chi Minh City. This is because the 2024 Capital Law has largely addressed the regulatory obstacles in Hanoi. These 6 mechanisms aim to resolve issues related to policies and regulations in developing Ho Chi Minh City's urban railway system.
This time, the policies must be designed to be highly advanced, covering everything from project preparation to bidding mechanisms. For example, the turnkey contract should be optimized to shorten the lead-in time from 3 to 5 years, while the construction phase should also be completed within the same time frame.
According to experts, the completion of Metro Line 1 has provided Ho Chi Minh City with valuable experience, enabling the city to confidently move forward with future metro projects. These lessons include project planning, capital utilization, and most notably, implementing the Transit-Oriented Development (TOD) business model, a development approach centered around public transportation.
In the era of digital commerce, office and retail space is no longer as attractive as before. Speed is crucial in this new context, but building more does not guarantee immediate success. Additionally, land auctions are not necessarily easy, especially if there is no buyer demand.
After Metro Line 1, Ho Chi Minh City plans to start Metro Line 2 and launch 3 more lines within 3 to 5 years, aiming for a 355 kilometers network by 2035. This metro expansion is key to modernizing transport and reinforcing the city's role as Vietnam's economic hub.
Coming up next, textiles and footwear target over 10% growth. And Red Spring Blood Donation Festival opens. In 2024, the textiles and footwear industry achieved a combined export turnover of over $71 billion. To achieve over 10% growth this year, businesses focus on expanding production, securing orders, and stabilizing labor resources from the start of the year.
Immediately after the Lunar New Year, this footwear company is racing to complete a 500,000 pair order for the U.S. and European markets in the first quarter. Maintaining a steady payroll is vital to securing orders to reach its annual export target of 2 million pairs.
Our goal is to grow by 9 to 10% compared to 2024. While orders have been secured until the end of 2025, production is impossible without a stable workforce. To achieve our targets, labor stability is key.
A leading textile enterprise, which generated over 4,700 billion VND in exports last year, aims for 10% plus growth by expanding production and hiring new workers early in the year.
In 2025, we plan to hire 5,000 workers across factories in Thái Bình, Thanh Hóa, Quảng Bình, and Hanoi to expand capacity, fulfill orders, and drive double-digit growth.
Workers have the right to choose jobs with suitable pay and hours. To attract labor, Vietnam's textile industry now offers Sunday breaks and limits shifts to 9 to 9.5 hours, including breaks, replacing the previous 11 to 12-hour shifts and Sunday work.
Adhering to free trade agreements is essential. Fair working conditions and labor rights benefit employees while enhancing Vietnam's global textile and footwear market competitiveness.
In January, coffee prices surged over 78% year-on-year, driving export turnover to a record $763 million in just 30 days. According to the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Vietnam exported 140,000 tons of coffee in January 2025, a 41% drop in volume compared to previous year. However, thanks to a sharp price increase averaging $5,450 per ton, up 78%, the total export value still rose 5% to $763 million. Coffee surpassed fruit, vegetables, and seafood to become the second largest agricultural export. This year, Red Spring Blood Donation Festival, organized by the National Institute of Hematology and Blood Transfusion, will run for 9 days. With the slogan Spring Blood Donation, Multiplying Happiness, the event attracts an average of nearly 1,000 blood donors daily. The festival is Spring's largest blood donation program, imbued with the spirit of humanity and a willingness to benefit the community. This year is the festival's 18th year, and it is expected to receive more than 8,000 units of blood at hospitals and non-blood shortage locations. Hanoi is the area with the most blood donors. A royal seal bestowing ceremony was held at Chen Temple in the northern province of Nam Định on February 11th, with plenty of exciting culture and sports activities, drawing thousands of local people and visitors. As per tradition, this year's event began with the processions to take the seal from Cổ Trạch Temple to Thiên Trường Temple, where 14 Chen dynasty kings are worshipped. A range of culture and artistic activities took place during the festival, including water puppetry, performances, lion and dragon dances, cockfighting, human chess competitions, and bonsai display, a one commute, one product OCOP showcase, and a Nam Định tourism photo exhibition. And now, as usual, let's continue with the weather forecast. And that's it for today's headlines. To rewatch our program, you can log on to VTVgo.vn or download our mobile application VTVgo. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.